Well, hey, to all you cool cats and kittens, this is obviously your host, Mr. Hi. And don't worry, I am not trying to interrupt your show. This is just a teaser, a trailer, to talk about my show, The Anytime Show. Have you seen it yet? I hope so. If not, what are you waiting for? Go on and find my show, The Anytime Show with Mr. Hi. See you all soon. And subscribed. Hey, are you listening to me? You better have subscribed to my channel, youtube.com/Hollywood Insider TV. Yep.
This is Rebecca Brightfeller. Today's episode is titled Fact Check Series, 32 Facts About John Krasinski. This article was written by Carrie Fishbane. John Krasinski is a powerhouse in the entertainment world. He began his bombshell career on a modern classic of a sitcom, The Office, and currently stars as an action hero fighting terrorists for the USA in Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
I know you and Jimmy were very close.
I know you killed him.
Needless to say, his resume is as diverse as it gets. He is one of the biggest names in Hollywood right now, and it's not hard to see why. Krasinski is an unstoppable force in the world of TV.
This would take a little too long to explain, so I won't.
Number 1. His first ever role. In 6th grade, Krasinski played a role almost as iconic as Jim Halpert and Jack Ryan. He was Daddy Warbucks in his middle school musical, Annie. This guy just plays icon after icon. Number 2. A friend from The Office went to school with him.
I was sick that day. The photo was taken, so John is in this photo that's been in my house my whole life, and I'm not.
Krasinski attended Newton South High School, and so did future Dunder Mifflin temp turned boss turned bowling alley employee, BJ Novak. Novak was a writer on The Office, but that wasn't the only piece of his that Krasinski starred in. In high school, Novak wrote and directed a satirical play, and you'll never guess who was cast. The two graduated in 1997 and wouldn't be united again until Krasinski was cast on The Office 8 years later. Number 3. He was a nice kid. Before leaving home for college, hoping to eventually become an English teacher, a dream which unfortunately did not work out, Krasinski did something most college-bound kids would find too exciting for frat parties, booze-filled nights, and studying to do. He taught English as a second language to kids in Costa Rica. Number 4. It was a rough road to the top. Before Krasinski got his big break, he had a rough time. He had mostly roles akin to waiter number 2 and uncredited roles. As the person most often cast as tree number 2 in high school productions, I can relate. He was weeks away from quitting acting. He even called his family and told them he was ready to quit and come back home when he got a call from his agent that this little show called The Office was auditioning actors. Needless to say, all of us are glad he stuck around.
Maybe we should do this when things are a little less crazy.
Number 5. Enough heavy stuff about acting. How is his dog? Krasinski has a Red Fox lab named Finn. Finn was adopted by Krasinski years ago. Finn seems more popular among the paparazzi than Krasinski, as they just can't get enough pictures of him. They even took a photo of him in a dog carrier at the airport, a rather mundane photo for any dog that does not belong to Jack Ryan. Number 6. He had the coolest internship in college. While attending Brown University, Krasinski got a mini big break when he was hired as a script intern for Conan O'Brien. It must have been a weird experience to have someone as an intern and then years later have them as a celebrity interviewee on your show.
And this is what happens when people intern on our show. They all become...
Get your applications in.
Yeah.
Number 7. He was originally called in to audition for the role of Dwight. I think I don't need to be the one to tell fans that The Office is perfectly cast the way it is. But the vision for the cast was originally a little different. John Krasinski was called in to audition for Dwight, but he read the script and knew he was meant to be Jim. He made a risky move. The no-name actor asked the casting director if he could audition to play Jim, and the rest is history.
Yes.
Dwight tried to kiss me,
What?
and I didn't tell anyone because I'm not really sure how I feel about it.
That is not true. Redact it. Redact it.
Number 8. He was hoping Jenna Fischer would be cast as Pam. According to Jenna Fischer's book, The Actor's Life, at the test read for The Office, there were 4 potential actors for every major character on The Office: Jim, Pam, Dwight, and Michael. Krasinski knew as soon as he read with Fischer that she was meant to play Pam. As soon as his agent told him that he was cast as Jim, the first question he asked was if Jenna Fischer was cast as Pam. Number 9. He was a huge fan of the UK version of The Office. Krasinski at first wasn't sure if a US adaptation of The Office would work. The original show was created by Ricky Gervais and starred a list of British all-stars like Martin Freeman and Mackenzie Crook. Krasinski was such a huge fan of the British version of the show, he wasn't sure if an adaptation could be pulled off. He was dead wrong, of course, as the US version appears on almost everyone's list of the best American sitcoms of all time. Number 10. Steve Carrell, however, was not a fan.
Ladies and gentlemen, your boss, Michael Scott.
Oh, still lame. Okay.
The actor who gave life to the greatest character on The Office, and undoubtedly one of the best in sitcom history, did not do his homework before coming on set. He refused to watch episodes of the UK Office before coming on set because he didn't want his portrayal of Michael Scott to be influenced too much by Gervais's portrayal of David Brent, the Michael equivalent in the UK version. Number 11. He and Carrell were the kings of ruining takes. The term breaking in the world of sitcom production refers to when actors break character and start laughing at something in the script or that happened on set. Krasinski and Carrell were reportedly the most difficult actors to share scenes with because they were so damn funny. Life must have been hard for Jenna Fischer, as Pam naturally shared the most scenes with Krasinski. Number 12. Money well spent. Some office nerd and math nerds calculated how much money Jim has spent throughout the series on pranking Dwight. It's somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000. Given how annoying Dwight could be at times, it was a smart investment.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Millions of families suffer every year. Michael!
Number 13. The Office was supposed to be titled The American Workplace originally. The reason the studio came up with this title was to differentiate from the British show. This idea was scrapped by NBC for unknown reasons, but the original title did make a cameo appearance in Season 9. It becomes the title of the documentary the characters have been starring in throughout the show. Number 14. The opening credits were shot by Krasinski. The title sequence of The Office is almost as iconic as the show. The images of Scranton, PA, playing over the upbeat theme song are the only shots from the entire show actually shot in the town of Scranton. The soundstage for the show was in California. John Krasinski was so excited when he got the news he was playing Jim, he drove to Scranton with his friends and shot the footage that would later play during the Office theme song for 9 seasons. Number 15. Krasinski owes an apology letter to the city of Scranton. Since the air date of the pilot of The Office, the real sign welcoming people to Scranton that appears in the theme song was stolen multiple times. It got so bad, the city had to remove the sign. Clearly, when a city is the setting of a popular TV show, it can't have nice things. And it's all thanks to Krasinski's footage. Whoops! Number 16. The prop computers on set weren't prop computers. From the beginning of filming, the 5 main cast members of The Office, Jenna Fischer, John Krasinski, Rainn Wilson, Steve Carell, and BJ Novak, had computers on their character's desk in the office that were connected to Wi-Fi. The entire cast got Wi-Fi on their computers. So when you see characters fooling around on their office computer in the background, they're surfing the web. Number 17. He was the hottest guy in the office. Just ask Andy Bernard, who, after Jim starts dating Pam, remarks that he's now the hottest single guy in the office. This list ranks both men and women, but Krasinski comes in first among the guys. Plus, it's just an indisputable fact. Jim is the office hottie. Number 18. Someone has to do it. Krasinski wore many hats on the set of A Quiet Place. In addition to directing and starring in the movie, Krasinski also wore the motion capture suit to get the movements for the creature on camera. Number 19. Impressive for a first-timer. A Quiet Place was Millicent Simmons, the actress who played the eldest child, second movie. Simmons has been deaf since she was a baby because of an accidental medicine overdose. A Quiet Place certainly seems like a good first movie to have on your resume. Number 20. Emily Blunt is quite the actress. Remember the bathtub scene in which the mom in A Quiet Place gives birth? That was filmed in one take. Not only that, but according to Krasinski, Blunt broke character as soon as he yelled cut and asked, "What's everyone having for lunch?" Golf claps, Emily Blunt, golf claps. Number 21. Monsters and Puppets. A Quiet Place marks the second time Krasinski and Blunt have appeared together on screen. The first time was in the company of a frog, a bear, and a weird alien dude. No, it wasn't in some Judd Apatow movie about teenagers getting high. It was in the 2011 Muppets movie. Number 22. The rules in A Quiet Place. Rule number 1 is don't make a sound. Number 2 is never stray from the path. And number 3 is if the lights that decorate the house are red, run. Number 23. The plot holes in A Quiet Place. Even the greatest movies have some plot holes. In A Quiet Place, how does the family cook without making a sound? We'll assume they don't use fire, but even so, you need to cut vegetables to make a meal that's shareable between a family. We see cut vegetables on the family's plates when they have dinner. Doesn't a knife naturally make a thud on a cutting board? Also, carnivores, hate to break it to you, but you can't kill an animal quietly. Looks like everyone in the universe of A Quiet Place had to go vegetarian. Number 24. The spelling error that only eagle-eyed fans notice. The name Tokyo on the list of cities Krasinski's character has tried to contact in A Quiet Place is misspelled. Good thing it's crossed out on the list, but it's still visible. Number 25. The King of Horror gave a shout out to Krasinski. Stephen King is the master of the horror genre. No one even comes close. Krasinski said the greatest honor he received as a director was when the King himself tweeted, "A Quiet Place is an extraordinary piece of work. Terrific acting, but the main thing is the silence and how it makes the camera's eye open wide in a way few movies manage." Number 26. A Quiet Place was shot in 36 days. Quite a feat for any director, but especially a director who doubles as the lead character. Hopefully, A Quiet Place Part 2 was easier for him, unless his character reappears as a ghost. Number 27. He's jealous of the God of Thunder. Krasinski has said in interviews that he's jealous of Chris Hemsworth's body. Join the club, dude. Not everyone can be an Avenger. Number 28. There is impressive setting accuracy in Jack Ryan. Well, scenes that take place in Venezuela are actually filmed in Colombia. But the production of Jack Ryan is the first ever to be granted access to certain parts of the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia. Number 29. Jack Ryan is not faithful to the source material. Krasinski's Jack Ryan is the only adaptation of Jack Ryan to not have a plot that came from the Tom Clancy novels. They instead are written with plots to fit our current geopolitical climate.
I want your word you will get him back. Promise me.
I can't do that.
Number 30. Michael Bay hired a military technical advisor. This was to make sure that all of the stunts were realistic on the set of Jack Ryan. The military technical advisor had previously worked on 2014's The Last Ship and the Transformers franchise. Number 31. He was the world's greatest racing horse. Well, to be more accurate, he played the world's greatest racing horse. He voiced Secretariat on BoJack Horseman. Number 32. He's interested in playing Reed Richards in the next Fantastic Four franchise. Reed Richards is a mutant who later becomes Mr. Fantastic. He was a prodigious child in the STEM fields before he is hit by cosmic rays, mutates, and forms the Fantastic Four. Thank you.